Alright guys, welcome back to Alliance War Season 1. I kind of ran out of steam on the Alliance War videos last season because the Alliance kind of was falling apart again, and that has been happening. But we got this new Magic Thief and Ex Magica war with the new meta. So right off the bat, this is a fight where Nova is going to get indestructible charges every time you evade or he causes to miss, but I am a was it like an Ex Magica attacker that I can go in and I can remove the indestructibles by either blocking or hitting into his block. And you'll see at this point here, it's a weird spot where if I don't get a parry off or hit into his block, he's going to be gaining charges, and every time he throws a special, if I don't take the special on the block, then he is going to gain charges. But I kind of waited out, play it until I have an opening, and then I go in for my big attack here. You can see I can bait the heavy attack without triggering a dex, and that is kind of my key bit here. So if I go ahead and I dex that, it puts a bunch of charges on. That's fine. I'm going to use a special after a quick parry and special off the wall. And again, hitting into the block as well is going to remove... is going to give me prowess, and it's going to remove the indestructible. It doesn't always go as well as that, but that was a little tricky, and there is some play style that you have to mix around with in order to figure it out. This is the second fight on Path 3. It's just a Null. He has nothing to do with the node, so it's no problem. And a lot of the fights that I do two paths. I do Path 1 and Path 3 in the same battle group. I have my two accounts, so that's why on this channel you will get the minimum amount of fights is always going to be is going to be 8. That would be if I just did my two path fights. You're always going to get 8 fights. Most of the time I get like 3 to 6 boss fights in there, so you might get, it could be more, but most of the time I'm doing at least a couple shared fights, either some of the first round of boss circle, like first set of minis, or something in the boss circle. But there we go. Wiccan absolutely wrecks Null. Next up, we've got a Maestro on a node that again has nothing to do with the node. There's the sloped armor, the thorns, all that stuff is irrelevant. He has no armor ups. We're going to go in with Magneto because he's #metal, and you don't mess with Magneto, okay? I have the rank 5 Ascended Magneto on one account as a 6-star, and I'm even going to bring in my 5-star Ascended Magneto on the other account, and #metal champions have no... no shot against Magneto here. So we're just going to do our usual Magneto stuff. Parry heavy, build up to a special 3, and we're going to drop a massive special 3 on Maestro. So you see we're at 41 prowess, bait out that special 2, charge him again, and drop a 41 prowess special 3 on Maestro. That is going to take off a huge chunk of health, and he's got 33 bleeds on him. So we can just wait out a few more seconds, and goodbye, Maestro. Again, the fights are sped up a little bit because I have a lot of fights, and I don't want to spend too much of your time. I appreciate everyone who is watching the videos. Next up, we've got Red Skull, who says in his kit you can't reduce his ability accuracy with a mutant, but magnetism kind of says otherwise. We are gonna go ahead and try and parry heavy him as much as we can. He is going to gain a bunch of armors, and it is going to he does have reduces your ability to parry by like 10% based on how much armor you have. So you can see I'm not getting any parries. I did trigger a shock on myself, but I'm actually I think I'm out healing the shocks because I've reduced shock damage by like 90%. So I'm taking like 50 damage but recovering 157. So I think I'm actually, if I do get a shock on me, I'm actually healing from it. But here we just build up to our special 3. I'm going to try and bait out, I think I tried to bait out another special, but I kind of get myself stuck in the corner here, which is not the greatest. I could have played this one a lot better, but that's fine. I go ahead, I push myself out. I don't have to worry about the auto block after the special 1, but here I'm just going to charge up to like 30 prowess and drop the big old special on him. Big old special 3. Get a bunch of damage on him. He's still, yeah, and he gets 21 bleeds. We're going to watch those bleeds tick away, and then the burst damage at the end. Bye-bye, Red Skull. So very tricky. Red Skull's a pain in the butt since his rework, but we get him down. Next up, we're going to go Path 1. We got Viv, Werewolf, and that 5-star Magneto. Again, I'm in a slightly lower tier. I think we're in tier 3 maybe. So it's not the upper echelon of Alliance War, but it's just below that. So very similar. Unfortunately, everyone is kind of getting used to the new meta, and I think there are definitely some fights that are going to be extremely difficult. I do encounter a couple fights that I had trouble with, not really necessarily to do with the new nodes at all, but I do have some, and we're going to address them, and we'll go through them. But we've got a Scorpion on Masochism, and again, we're just going to ignore it. We're going to go with Magneto, Scorpion's Metal, so we're going to ignore Masochism altogether. I always back off at the beginning, make sure the Magnetism is on the opponent before I start my parry heavy game. But here we go, and you can see I can still get parries off even with Magnetism, so I'm just going to parry in heavy, build to a special 3. He does go, Scorpion always goes for those sneaky heavy attacks, but here we're just going to build up charges, going to build up again. We'll go with 24 prowess, drop the special 3 again, and this ends up actually being one of 2 Scorpions. Like it's unfortunate we had them, they didn't have diversity at 100, and like they didn't have perfect diversity this war. And both teams died a ton of times. I was lucky enough I didn't die a ton. I think I died my usual amount for the fights that I take. Here we've got a Ascended Weapon X against Viv Vision taking on the Ascended Weapon X. And I've done this before. You just can't parry a Weapon X with Viv, because then you're going to have issues, like he's going to go unblockable right away, or unstoppable. So here, unfortunately, I was trying to dash back or intercept. I messed up. It doesn't matter. It's the last fight. Or no, it actually cost me some potions there, because I need to heal up Viv for one mini-boss. So that was kind of frustrating. Next up, we got Magneto against Scorpion again on Buffet. We don't care about Masochism. We don't care about Buffet. We don't care about... Not a problem. We heal up, and we go in with Magneto against Scorpion. Luckily, that Weapon X fight, if I would have used someone who was not bleed immune, I probably would have been toast there. But luckily, Viv always comes through for me against Weapon X. And here again, Magneto just doesn't care about these nodes. So #Metal Champion, goodbye. 5-star Magneto, no problem, against a beefy Scorpion. So, goodbye, Scorpion there. Next up, we had this nice, big, like, rank 3 duped 7-star Sasquatch. And this one, you need to knock the opponent down in order to remove the protection, but then they become debuff immune. But if I'm playing correctly, I don't have to worry about parries, because I can phase instead of parry to get my openings. And I was feeling really comfortable in this fight, and you can see I get my phased openings, and I'm able to go ahead and continuously knock the opponent down. And you can see here I have no problem evading the special 2. I get some back-to-back special unblockable special 1s, quickly get Sassy below 40%, and near the end of the fight, I'm going to bait a special 2. I thought I dashed back. It doesn't register, and I'm going to take a special 2 to the face. And against a rank 3 Sasquatch, that is not going to be pretty. So again, I'm feeling really good right now. You can see, again, the whole fight's going well until right there where I did not have my phase set up properly, and I did not move back out after the the parry that doesn't happen. Here, I thought I was super close. Unfortunately, the protection came back. I go ahead, bait out this special 2, and get clipped by the end of it. I don't know what happened. I bait the special 2 all the time. It's almost like second nature at this point. So it was took me completely by surprise that happened. Again, this didn't make a difference to the war at the end of the day, but it was disappointing. Here we have a Kate Bishop as a global defender. Difficult node, scare stiff, power focus 2, bubble shield. Now Iceman, because it's a duped Iceman, recently rank 5 and ascended, he puts on the cold snap, so I can parry heavy at the beginning of this fight. What I should have done is baited more special ones. I should have been more patient. You can see I parry to remove the indestructible and a heavy attack for really nice damage from detonating the frostbite, like the frostbites or whichever it is, or cold snap. Maybe I have the frostbite on and I get the cold snaps. Whatever it is, I'm detonating charges. Unfortunately, the tranquilize gets on me with the special 2. I get out of the route with a special 1, but now I wasn't able to parry, and I wouldn't have been able to parry anyways, because I didn't realize that I wasn't getting the the frostbite on, and I made a mistake. I should have just baited a heavy attack there. Instead, I get all screwed up. I get rooted. I get hit with a special, and it was really the tranquilize that ruined my ability accuracy that kind of screwed me up. So if I had to go back and redo that fight, I would have figured out what to do. Here also, I completely forgot that Iceman against a hazard shift incinerate Massacre is terrible. I lost 50% of my health on attacking him because I forgot that he puts reflects or does instant damage to you when you hit him when you are incinerate immune, when an incinerate would be on you. So I completely forgot about that. So now I've lost a bunch of my health, and you're going to see in this fight, every time I try to bait his heavy attack, I was short on that countering his special 1 here, but every time I trigger an evade, he is going to get his indestructible charges because he is a global defender. Now, I'm a global attacker, so you can see when I hit into the block, I'm getting a bunch of prowess, and I can remove any indestructible that I might trigger by baiting heavies and special ones. And I can only hit into him when he's in the poison phase. So poison phase, you can see here, I'll do 1 hit and the striker, but now I'm going to back out. I can only hit into his block when he's in. I had to actually go full heavy evade in the corner, and I actually take a hit there. I have to use a special 1 to get off the wall, and now I'm just praying that I can evade this against the wall. And luckily, I was still in the poison phase. I somehow managed to get off the wall here. Luckily, he turtles up at that exact moment. I am just, okay, please turtle up. Please turtle up. I got to push you to the other side of the wall. This fight was absolutely nuts for me. We get off a special 1. This is absolutely insane here. We are trying our best to get as many. You keep hitting into the opponent's block to get those prowess, and those prowess are going to help prevent those indestructibles from triggering. So you can see I keep building up prowess by attacking into his block. He keeps removing them every time he tries to get an indestructible. So that is what's helping me here. I evaded 2 indestructibles come on, and my prowess disappears. So it's a hit into block fest with is a way to really manage these fights. So it's poison again. I can attack in, and somehow, some way, we get out of that fight. Last but not least, I have been practicing so much when I was last season, I think at the end of the season, Werewolf by Night against Onslaught. I saw it one time, I loved the fight, and I've gotten better and better and better at this fight. This one is enhanced unblockable special 2, but we're just not going to let him get much power at all. We are just going to go with those ruptures into block, and we are just going to. I had an invulnerability boost on, and that always happens, I find, against Onslaught. Sometimes he comes in really fast against you, and but it's fine. But now for special 1s, I've also just gotten so much better at almost full evades. So 1, 2 clean, 3 almost got it, and got the last bit. Very little damage there taken on the special one. And we're just going to continue to 1, 2, got hit a little bit on the third, evade the fourth. So again, taking very little damage against Onslaught, big special 2s, and we're just going to watch him melt away, hitting into his block. Again, we don't want to deal with unblockable special 2s, but I'm very happy to deal with like almost full evades on the special one. So doing really well here, and we're going to finish this off. I hope you enjoy the videos. If you do, leave a comment. Let me know if you like the Alliance War videos. We'll try and keep them coming. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the season. See you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.